Well, it's obviously a huge weekend this past weekend for our program and the players, and just a really special win at Memphis, win number 6 on the season, which was significant for the program. And to do it at Memphis, which I was looking just after the game, and I'm kind of glad I didn't know all this going in. I mean, I think they're 30-3 in their last 33 home games, and won 17 straight in November at home. Correct me if I'm wrong on this side, go 13 straight conference play at home. So I'm glad I didn't know that before kickoff. But obviously a very good team at home, and a solid football program. And so for our players to go out and play the way they did, and yeah, you can critique it and say that maybe it shouldn't have come down to the wire, but what a great win, a great final drive in the fourth quarter by our offense, just an incredible job there on the 2-point play. Defensively, getting the stop to win the game, and just a special locker room. It was a great experience. And so, great weekend last weekend. We celebrated that, done with that. We're worried about one thing, and that's Navy. 1-0 this week, and it's going to be a challenge. We saw Navy early in the year on film, and it looks like a completely different team. Watching them against Tulsa, watching them against Cincinnati, watching them against UCF, just an extremely physical football team, a very, very good defensive football team, very good running attack. It's going to be senior day for them, 25 seniors, I think, that they're going to recognize on Saturday. So, maybe the toughest road challenge that we've had all year. And so, we're going to have a great week of practice. We're going to have a great job just from a game plan standpoint, both sides of the football, and on special teams to get ready for this, and got a great challenge. But the kids are really excited. They're excited about the opportunity. Excited to go up there. 2 years ago we got absolutely humiliated up there, and a lot of those guys that were on that team are hungry to go up there and play better, and have a shot to possibly get a win. So big ball game for us.
Is there anything different about this Navy team, or is it what you normally see on film against a Navy team? And also, with only 2 wins, what do you think other teams generally have done to succeed against them?
Well, I think the things that stand out to me are, I think defensively they are probably better than what we faced last year. I think they're similar defensively to what we faced 2 years ago up there, and I'm just comparing that to what I see them doing to other people versus what they did to us 2 years ago up there. And they may be better overall defensively than that group. I think 54 is, one of the better defenders in our league, if not, he may be the player of the year in our league defensively. So, very strong right there. I think they've improved drastically since the beginning of the year. So, they're not a 2-win football team. I mean, anybody, I'm sure the common layperson that doesn't watch any film or study anything or really look at anything, they can have an opinion there. But anybody that has any common sense and looks at the film knows what this is, and this is a good football team.
Mike, kind of a big picture question for you. As you look back on the journey you've been on this past 3 years, and where things were when you stepped on foot on campus for the first time, and the condition of the program then versus where it is right now, and being bowl eligible, what does it mean to you in this program to be able to accomplish that at this point?
Well, I think just it's you knew what you're getting into to a degree, and you made some goals there when you started on this thing, and it's been a tough 2 years. I mean, the first 2 years were, even having been through similar situations before, it was very difficult. Now, I am grateful for the assistant coaches that have been on this journey with us. I'm grateful for these kids. The ones that are in the program now have done everything we could ask of them, and they're the reason for the turnaround. And so it was a special day Saturday, but the more special thing is just, they've already turned their attention forward to this next game because they just kind of adapted that kind of mentality, and that's winning culture. And just the way they conduct themselves. I know we're going to have a good practice today. I know we'll go up there and fight on Saturday. We'll see if we're good enough, but we're going to go fight. It's very rewarding because you start this with a plan and a vision, and you kind of map out how you want to do things, and to see it culminating in becoming a program that is a legitimate contender. And that's what we wanted to build here. Now, we're not done yet. We're not finished yet. This is not the finished product. We still have in my opinion, we still have a ceiling that's much higher than what we're playing right now. But we're doing some really positive things on the field. And it's, again, this Saturday is going to be a great barometer. I mean, this is going to be a huge challenge for our team this Saturday. So if we can figure out some way to go up there and pull it off, I think it would be a significant win for us.
Coach, this is not your first rodeo against Navy. Can you talk about the kind of discipline that you have to have defensively against a team like Navy?
Well, I think we have to have it in all three phases because you look at the film. This team that we're facing, they play so hard. I mean, it's we kind of pride ourselves each week. We're gonna play with more effort and more physicality than our opponent. Now, that's going to be a steep challenge this week because this team plays as hard as any we've faced. This team has the most physicality of any team we've faced to this point, and so and they operate just so clean. It's going to require tremendous discipline in all three phases, and I think especially defensively as you talk, it's the thing I enjoyed at the Citadel. It's one misfit and it's a big play, and you're going to 3 yard somebody to death, and then they're going to misfit a run, and all of a sudden it's a touchdown, and so that's the challenge is you cannot make mistakes. You've got to the whole do your job and trust your teammate to do their job mentality. I mean, it's to the extreme this week. And it's, these weeks like this, I promise you, the defensive coaches, they don't sleep this week. I mean, I'm just telling you, it is, it's every waking moment looking at every piece of information, piece of film from whatever year it is, trying to figure out exactly how they're going to try to attack us and make sure that we're prepared for it and get the kids prepared for it. That's the big thing. It doesn't matter how much, us as coaches are familiar with the style of offense. The kids are the ones that have to play the game. And so, it's going to require, an extreme amount of discipline in doing your job.
Coach, how will last year's game defensively help you guys this year? Because obviously we've seen big numbers from Navy at East Carolina. Last year the defensive effort was very good. How does that help you this year?
Well, I think, because the guys that are playing, they all played last year. I think it gives them confidence. I think the other thing is, the scheme that we're in, even though there wasn't a ton of success the first year in it, is still the third year in a similar scheme against Navy. And so, the kids know what they're doing. That's we've been working on it, periodically throughout the fall. We spend a little bit of time each week working on this game plan. But still the guys, they go out there and last, Sunday night, they just, I remember this, I get this, their eyes are, closer to being in the right place. And so you have a little bit of a head start over most game weeks, going into Tuesday with it. So I just think just the familiarity and, just some confidence that, we can go out there and compete, against this offense.
Coach, going back to the final drive, regulation for you guys, y'all took the lead. Obviously a great drive. What's kind of that balance of y'all get down to the one, you have to score to take the lead, but you also want to take time off the clock? Like, where are the conversations like?
Going into the game, we knew Memphis was going to be tough inside the 10-yard line. I mean, they gave people fits all year. I mean, they are a big, strong front. They had such length at the linebacker level. And then just, what they were doing down there was kind of feast or famine. And we'd struggled a couple of times to get in, end up kicking 3 short field goals, earlier in the ball game. So at that point, the focus was more on just getting in. It's, okay, let's run some time off. Well, how are you going to do that? You going to take a loss on a play? It's tough when you get down there against a team like that. And so the balance to me was not much of a balance. It was get the score. And then trust our defense to try to get a stop.
Do you believe when you play 3 yards in a cloud of dust team like Navy that controlling the clock is even more important than on a normal week?
Well, I think there's going to be fewer possessions. So, the key for us is we've got to try to get them off schedule. We've got to, if we can stay away from 3rd and 2 and 4th and 1, 3rd and 2 and 4th and 1 against this team is going to be tough. If we can get them in 3rd and 6, that's where you'll have more success. So I think the key for us is trying to not let them, stay on schedule. You got to try to get them off schedule early on the early downs, 1st and 2nd down. And if you can do that, you can have some success.
Coach, the Pirate fans that welcomed you guys back at the airport, coming back from Memphis, just how special was that?
That was awesome. It's for our players, that's the first time they'd ever experienced anything like that. The only time I'd ever experienced anything like that was coming back from the national championship games and stuff like that. So it was special, and I tell you, it's to have as many people there. We have some loyal fans. There's a handful of loyal fans that are there every time we leave the airport and every time we get back. And certainly we appreciate them. But to have the number, and I don't know what the number was. I know it was a bunch. I know they were loud. So it was good to see the chancellor there right in the middle of them. But that was a pretty special moment, for our staff and for our players. And, the players, the seniors like Bruce Bivens, I mean, he was talking about just, what a thrill it was for him. There's a kid that's been here for 5 years, and is a very good football player and is a big part of, our turnaround. And for him to be able to experience that, certainly a special moment.
Looking at Navy, how much of a concern is the fact that they had a bye week to really
Yeah.
study you guys and to heal up? Because I know they had a physical game versus Notre Dame.
Yeah, I appreciate the conference doing that for them. So, especially coming off the game against Notre Dame, where I'm telling you, Notre Dame's big, strong physical defense, and I'm sure they were beat up coming out of that game. So it's a big advantage for them. They were able to practice against our scheme for 2 straight weeks. Their coaches had, plenty of time to game plan us, and it's not like you're sitting there. I looked at their coaching staff, and it's like, 24 years at Navy, 22 years at Navy, 14 years at Navy. And, we know several of those guys, and they're really, really good at what they do, and you give them that kind of time to prepare. And I have no doubt we're going to see something that we've never seen before Saturday. They're going to have something that will, just throw a wrench in everything that we have not been able to prepare for. And so we've just got to make sure that we have everything buttoned up as tight as we can, and we're going to have to do a great job in game with adjustments.
Hey, Coach, the importance to get out to a lead every week is big, but how big is it to stress how big that is this week?
Yeah, that's against a team like that, that's critical. Because if they get out to a lead and they can hold on to the ball and limit your possessions, it puts you in a tough spot. So if you can get a lead and continue to drive the ball well and get in the end zone, then that's the way you can have some success. And so it's going to be a challenge, but that's how effective we can be, especially early in the ball game offensively, will be important.